so there's the bottom half of the homework question. I'm going to leave it there for a little bit. You can check on that, take a screenshot and check that with the homework if you did it from Tuesday night. Okay, that's the answer you should have got. All right, now we're not going to do tariffs tonight. We're going to move on to something a little bit, well, actually a lot different and a little bit easier. We're going to be working on maps and plans tonight. And this is the last lesson of the 3-week revision course. Next week is beginning of term 2. So we will start fresh with term 2 work. We're going to be starting with finance. We're going to do a 3-week course on finance next week, Tuesday. We start then. As usual, please make sure that you participate in the lesson. Feel free to ask questions in chat. If you have a burning question while I'm doing anything online, please raise your hand. There's a raise your hand button on Zoom. Raise your hand and feel free to ask us a question. We'll unmute you and then you can ask us a question, or you can put it in chat. But it's actually a lot quicker and we love chatting to you guys if you unmute and we can speak to you live. Please respect people online while you guys are typing in chat and also unmuted and talking to us. Tonight is Thursday. It is quiz night. So make sure that you get the quiz link before the end of the lesson. And it'll be on this week's courses. Sorry, this week's two lessons. So it's quiz night tonight. We'll give you the quiz link right at the end of the lesson. Okay, so the homework's been up for a while now. I'm going to move on to today's lesson. Let's go down here. Okay, so we looked at the homework. Let's get on with the topic. So now we are going back to maps and plans. And I'm going to start you off straight away with a very simple plan question. The question's already easy, not too difficult. Here we have in fact, you guys could tell me, what is this a plan of? Just looking at the diagram there, what do you think this is a plan of? I'll zoom in a little bit more. All right, anyone in chat? Cinema, good, well done, Sonia. Well done, Chiamo. Good, right? So it's a movie theater, very good. So there's a movie theater. It's got a screen or a cinema. All right, if you want to call it that, it's fine. And it's got a screen there. We have all the seats. Okay, now you see this pretty much every time if you've been to a movie before. When you book the ticket, they actually pull up the screen and they will pick the tickets that you want to book for the movie. Okay, and then your ticket actually has a reference number on it. Okay, for example, if we wanted to sit in this seat here, I'm coloring it in. All right, if you thought this was the best seat there and you had your partner with you or your friend with you, you wanted to take both those seats, okay, then you would need to pick a specific reference number. So what you do is you go across from your seats in the rows to a letter, and you also go up in columns to a number. So that seat over there, this first seat that I'm circling, will be first the letter G and then the number 14, so it'll be G14. All right, so this is a reference system to reference all these seats for ticket purchases. Okay, theaters and movie houses all have this kind of seating system. Okay. All right, everyone's on holiday having fun. Good. Okay, so we all know and understand how this works. All right, let's go to the first question. How many rows does this movie theater have? How many rows does this movie theater have? Quick and easy. How many rows does this movie theater have? Sure, that was quick. The speed is fantastic.
But is the quality good?
The speed is good, but is the quality good? Ah, everyone's saying 28. Like Nati. There we go. Lenati's got something else, guys. What's the difference? We got 28 and 12. The difference is that some people are working in the columns and some people are working in the rows. And I know what you're thinking. Teacher Dale, which one is a column and which one is a row? All right, how do you tell the difference between columns and rows? Okay, so it's a good question. If I draw a grid, let me draw a basic grid here. I'm just going to use little dots, okay? All right, so I'm going to draw this grid here of dots, okay? And it's actually quite difficult to reference yourself in terms of which one's columns and which one's rows. But if you look at a plan and on the screen right now, what kind of reference we do have is if we're looking at the screen at these dots here, all right? This is up, okay? So that arrow there is pointing up, okay? This is left, all right? And this will be right, okay? And this will be down. Okay, so we can kind of reference ourselves in terms of this grid. Basic references, up, down, left, right. Okay, so columns always run down, up and down. Okay, it's vertical. Okay, so in terms of the reference system we have here in front of us, columns are these things that run up and down. Okay, rows run left to right. Okay, rows run left to right. Columns are up and down. Okay, so when they ask for the row, how many rows there are, you should be looking for left to right. Okay, running left to right like this. Columns will be going up and down. Okay, so we've got to look at the letters, all right, because these letters here are for the rows. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think Lenati was the first one there to hit the 12, if I'm not mistaken. Well done. All right, so the speed was good. Your intentions were good. You just got to be careful of the reference system as it stands in front of you like this. Okay. Let's have a look at the next question. How many seats are in row G? How many seats are in row G? Now, I hope if I look at the camera now, I hope you guys are not pointing with your finger. 1, 2, 3. All right. I hope I'm not seeing this. Okay, it should be quick. I hope you guys are not counting. Tiamo's very hesitant. It's a 28 with a question mark. I've got 16, I've got 28, I got 34. Row G. How many seats in row G? All right. All right, we're on holiday, guys. Okay, so we're in holiday work mode, which is not easy. All right, good. We got lots of numbers, 28 or 6. Okay, row G, row G, row G. All right, let's have a look. So if I look across here, this is all row G. Okay, all of this is row G here. So this letter is row G. Okay, so how many seats are there? Well, I picked row G because it's a little bit easier, but if we look at the top, the column reference numbers here, there they are at the top. They reference all the seats in the columns, okay? And row G matches every single number up top there. So there should be exactly however many numbers there are at the top, that's how many numbers there are in this row. Okay, so if I write them in there, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc., 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 all the way up to 28 at the end. Okay, if I'd asked you for row C, in fact, let's do it quickly. How many seats in row C? First answer, let's see who can do it fastest. How many seats in row C? How many seats in row C? 6. Oh, Bianca. Oh, dear. Row C. 23. All right. 23, 26. Atlegile, 26. 23 for Sonia. Lanati, 23. Okay. 26. Go. 23. Lesedi. All right. We've got 23 or 26, looks like it. Okay, so let's have a look at row C. I'm going to use red for row C. Okay, so I'm going to highlight that row. It's all of these. The question is it all 28? No, it's not 28. We got some missing. We've got 3 missing on this side and 3 missing on that side. Okay, otherwise it would be all 28. So it's 28 minus 3 on the one side and 3 on the other side. So 28 minus 6 is 22. There we go. There we go, 22. Okay, so these numbers at the top here can help us calculate how many seats in each row. All right. Here we go. Now the answers are coming in good. Wow. All right. Very good. Okay, let's have a look. So we're just referencing ourselves on this map, this plan, and trying to understand the system that they are using to show references to the seats and the seat numbers. Okay. Now they could link a whole lot of questions to this. They could say what will be the total cost of seats for row G? What will be the total cost of seats for row B? What percentage of the total cost of all the seats in the theater is row B's seats? Then you would count all the seats in row B, count all the seats in the theater, and then try and work it out from there. All right. Let's have a look at the next question, question 3. How many seats are reserved for wheelchair use in total? How many seats are reserved for wheelchair use? We just rub out all the other stuff. You can see the picture more clearly. How many seats in total for wheelchair use? 6. Very good. Nice and easy. Very good. Nice and easy. Very good. All right. That was quite an easy one. Here's a question. I'm going to do it verbally. Here's a question. I'm going to do it verbally. All right. The wheelchair seats furthest from the screen. The wheelchair seats furthest from the screen. What is the reference number on the ticket for the first seat to the right of the wheelchair seats at the back of the theater? The first seat to the right of the wheelchair seats at the back of the theater, what is its reference number? So if someone wanted to say, I want to buy the ticket or the seat right next to the wheelchair seats at the back of the theater number on the right-hand side, what is its reference number? We got K10, we got K7, A22. All right, that seems like more the front. Okay, so the A's will be near the word screen. That's near the front. Okay, I'm talking about the back. Sorry, I haven't written the question, so it's the back. Blank. No, it's Yamor. Not blank. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 7, 8, 9, 10 are the wheelchair seats. So the first one to the right, those people that are putting in their K11, that's what I'm looking for. The first one to the right of the wheelchair seats. K7, 8, 9, 10 are the wheelchair seats. So this one here to the right, if I want to sit next to the wheelchair seats, to the right of the wheelchair seats over there, I'm going to draw a line up to 11 and draw a line up across to K. So that'll be K11. All right, well done to those guys who are getting K11. Good. All right, yes, we're in a bit of a holiday mood. Oh, yeah, well, don't stress. Don't stress. Okay, let me try and, in fact, let's do this. Can anyone raise your hand and we can unmute you and you explain to me which seats are the best seats to sit in if you want to watch a movie in this theater? Can anyone raise their hand and tell me which seats they would pick? It's not a question exam, it's just a personal question. Which seats would you pick if you were picking seats for this cinema? Which ones would you go for? Who wants to raise their hand and talk to us?
Join our radio station.
Anybody?
Somebody.
Somebody.
Anybody.
Tabang. There we go, Tabang.
You
Right.
should see something that says unmute, a pop-up on your screen.
There we go.
There we go.
Tabang, talk to us. How are you? Tabang, you there?
Hello.
Tabang, you there? You're
Let's
unmuted. You can't speak. Oh dear. I think
let's
first.
try Linati.
All right, Lenati.
You should. There we go.
Lenati, how are you?
Fine, thanks. Now you, sir?
Excellent. Thank you. Are you enjoying your holiday?
Yeah, very much so, sir.
Was it hard to come and connect onto tonight? You've been like chilling all day, and then you had to come to a lesson.
No, not really, sir. I enjoy learning. I don't want to sound like a nerd, but yeah, I enjoy math.
Oh. Okay, it's excellent. Well done. Good answer. All right, Lenati, tell me, which seat would you pick if you were choosing seats for this cinema, and why?
I think I'd choose G15, sir.
All right, you would choose G15. We put a mark on it there. Why would you choose G15?
Because I think you'd be able to see the whole screen, sir. Also, like the aircon usually in the cinema is at the back, right? So like you'd get some aids, and it's in the middle, sir. So I just feel like you could see everything properly.
Yeah, thank you, Lenati. That's an excellent answer. Thank you very much. I haven't actually thought about the aircon because the aircon in the cinema is very cold. I haven't actually thought about that. So he's trying to move away, not too close to the aircon, but also in the middle to see the whole screen. Very good. Anyone else would choose something different than like I want to explain? E14, Sonia.
Tell us why.
Sonia, you gotta tell us why.
Preferably unmute and tell us why. I don't
Sonia.
think we heard Sonia's voice.
No,
That's
no, no,
something
no,
I
no.
look forward to personally.
Come on, Sonia. Tell us why E14. I want to know. I can see Sonia's typing. Anyone else want to raise their hand? Thank you, Lenati. Thanks for that. Anyone else want to raise their hand and tell us if there's a different seat that you would choose and why? Anyone else? Tabang, let's try again. All right, Takira, we'll just ask Tabang quickly here. All right, Tabang, your microphone is on.
Oh yes, I'll choose M14. Wait, no, K14.
K14. All right, I'll put a red cross for K14. But now you got to tell us why you choose that.
I mean, I saw that. I'm assuming that it's at the last row. So
Yeah.
if you're sitting in the last row, you just see the screen better.
Okay. Okay. Are you worried about the aircon like Lenati?
No, not really. I mean, I think the general temperature in the cinema is like cool. So
okay. All right.
that's
Not worried
the main
about
difference.
not worried about the aircon. Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Taban. Thanks for your answer there. Excellent. All right. Anyone else? I saw that Sakile. There we go. You should see a little prompt there on your screen. Hi, Sakile. How are you?
I'm good and you, sir.
Excellent. You enjoying your holiday?
Yeah.
All right. So is it hard to come online tonight?
No,
I think you're lying.
I'm not. No, it wasn't hard.
All right. Tell us, which seat would you take and why?
I would say E14.
Like so.
Why, Sonia?
Because I would be like in like the screen. I will be able to see, and plus I feel comfortable like in the middle.
Really? It's so interesting how people are different. Some people want to
Yeah.
be in the middle and some people want to be right at the back. I actually prefer the back personally.
So I'll feel
Excellent.
comfortable in the middle, and plus like I'll eat, my snack in peace without worrying if someone is watching me or something. So yeah.
Yeah. In fact, the snacks is really the only reason I go to the movies. The popcorn is, that's why I go to the movies, is for the snacks. Excellent. Thank you, Sonia. Good to hear your voice.
It's
Kia.
Achilles.
Oh, it's Sakile. Sorry, I thought it was Sonia. Sorry, it's Sakile. Kia, where would you sit?
I would also sit somewhere in the middle. So somewhere in the F row, because it's like right to the middle. So you get like best of both worlds. You're not too far from the screen, not too close from the screen. So I think that would be great.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
wouldn't eat popcorn like you guys. It's loud, guys. I'm trying to watch the movie.
yeah. The poor is saying K22. Now that's an interesting one. All right, K22.
Right at the end.
Right, so I think the poor has chosen 22 and not the middle because it's easy access in and out. So
True.
the owl is over here. So when the movie ends, or if you need to go to the loo, or need to go get another snack or something, it's easy access. You don't have to bump everyone on the way out. Yes, yes, good answer. All right, now there's certain people that like sitting over here. We won't talk about them, but we know who you are and why you're sitting there in the corner. Okay. Yeah, we know who you are and why you're sitting there. All right. Yeah, you're not watching the movie. But anyway, let's get on with the lesson. All right, so let's see the last two questions. Or there's yes, last two questions. All right. If you move, question 4, if you move from seat D8 to seat D15, how many seats did you move to the right? From D8 to D15, how many seats did you move to the right? I'm not showing you the seats. I'm not showing you the seats. You can work it out from the question. From D8 to D15, how many seats did you move to the right? All right. Very good. Very good. Very, very good. Excellent. Okay. Good answers. Did you guys notice, and this came up, I think, last week or on Tuesday, that none of these questions are 1 mark? So all these questions are 2 mark questions. That's the lowest mark, the lowest amount of marks they can give for a question. No matter how easy the question is, that's the lowest you'll get. You'll never get a 1 mark question. All right, very good. Last question. Name one seat number that is the furthest from the screen. All right, let's go back up to the diagram. Hold on a second. Wait, let's come down. Let's go up a bit. There we go. Which seat is furthest from the screen? Name one furthest from the screen. Furthest seat from the screen. I got K28 from Lenati. K28. I'll put red dots, which is this one here. K28. M6, M3, M6. Over there, M3. All right, so those 3 red dots there on the right and the left are what we have so far. I think that's L23, L23, M3K1, L23. All right, we got that one. We got M3. Yes, we got M3K1. Oh, that's an interesting one. K1. All right, very good answers. K28, good. All right, so you guys are trying to work it out. So what I would do here, further from the screen, working diagonally. So for example, working that way is not going to get you further from the screen if you're more diagonal or less diagonal. So don't worry about diagonal. It's purely about straight from the screen. So it's, let me use a different color. It's how far you straight away take the screen and move away from it. Which one is the furthest away? Okay, so I'll put an arrow there. I'll put an arrow down here. I'll put another arrow at the end over here, actually. Okay, so furthest from the screen. All right, so if we work straight from the screen towards the back of the theater, it looks like these seats here in the M row, there's none on the right-hand side, but there are some on the left. These seats here in the M row are all furthest away from the screen. Talking about perpendicular distance straight from the screen. All right, and the question is quite specific. It says name one seat number. It didn't say name the seat, but that's specific. There is only one. Name one of the ones that are furthest from the screen. So there are actually 4, all the seats in row M. So if you get any one of those, you would be correct with this answer. So L is pretty far away, K is pretty far away, but in terms of direct distance from the screen, K is a little bit closer than the M row seats. Okay, all right, very good. Let's move on to a new scenario. Okay, I'm going to zoom out this one. A little bit more challenging. We've seen this before. Now, this is not a In fact, it is a plan still, but they have given us scale. It is a plan still, but they have given us scale. Okay, no, Sakile, don't worry. All right, so let's see the question. It says, given below is a simple floor plan of a 1-bedroom flat. Study the plan and answer the questions that follow. The floor plan is not drawn to scale. Now, this here is very important because often when they give you floor plans and plans like this, they often ask you to determine the scale. And you can't determine the scale if this thing is not sized correctly on your exam paper. Okay, so they're saying don't try and measure this and try and create a scale. It's not to scale. Okay, so don't worry about that. All right, so let's see what they say in the question. Yes, Sonia. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got a flat. All right, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so I can see the whole thing. We've got a flat there. The only information I can really look at is this is the living room here on the left. So they call this the living room. They don't name any other room, but this looks like the bedroom. This looks like the bathroom, and it looks like all one big bathroom there. That's a bath, maybe a shower, a toilet, and a basin. Okay, so this is the lounge, sorry, living room or kitchen, bedroom, bathroom. So it's a very small flat. Okay, we have a arrow pointing north, and we have a key here. We've got two things noted in the key. One is windows and the other is doors. Now we have looked at this before, what a window looks like and what a door looks like. Okay, but they give you a key to help explain that. Maybe master bedroom and bathroom. Yes, master bedroom, the only bedroom. All right, so let's have a look at the question. First question is there at the bottom. You can see it there. How many windows does this flat have? Nice and easy. How many windows does this flat have? 5. How many windows we got? 5. Right. Everyone's coming up with the answer 5. Very good. All right, let's have a look. So they tell us that windows look like this. Rectangle with a line through the middle. So let's count them off. We got 1 there, 2 there, 3 there, 4 there, 5 there. All right, very good. Nice and easy. Nice, easy 2 marks in your exam. Okay, very good. Next question. Let's have a look at it. It says, there at the bottom here, it says, from which general direction would you be entering the flat if you came in at the front door in the living room? Now, be careful with your answers. Okay, let's read this again. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. From which, there it is there, it's question 1.3.2. From which general direction would you be entering the flat if you came in at the front door in the living room? Right, so let's go up to the living room. There's the living room. From which general direction would you be coming in if you entered the flat from the living room front door? So Lenata, we got left. We're talking about compass directions because you weren't here for that section. So let's draw a quick compass here to help you out. So we're talking about north, south, east, west, and also the points in between. Okay. Whoops. So all the points in between as well. So I'll put them up there to help you. All right. So which general direction are you coming from if you're entering the flats from the living room front door? All right. We got people saying west. Okay. A lot of people saying west. Looks like everyone's choosing west. Very good. Okay. So you're saying from. Okay. So if you're looking, if you were in the room looking at the door, the person is coming from that direction. Okay. And you're entering the flat at the front living door. So you're coming in the front door to the living room there, that red arrow on the side. That is coming from the west. Okay, very good with your answers. Very, 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 very good with your answers. All right, just read the question very carefully when you have something like that. Okay. All right, 3.3. The living room or kitchen is going to be tiled. The scale used for this plan is 1:50. Explain the meaning of the scale 1:50. Now, guys, you can't type this out. You got to tell me. Who can tell me? Who can unmute and tell me? What is the meaning of the scale here? 1:50. Can anybody? Sakile.
Just look out for the pop-up on you. There we go.
There we go.
I'm gonna try.
Try it.
Maybe 1 centimeter represents 50. I don't know, centimeters or meters.
Which one do you think?
Okay, so the living room isn't that big, so I would say maybe 50 centimeters.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Well done, Sakile. Excellent. Okay, so when they give you a scale, that's absolutely correct. So when they give you a scale, 1:50, any ratio, never mind maps and scales, any ratio when written like that is unitless. In fact, you should never ever see a ratio written with units. We can infer information from a ratio and apply units to them, but any ratio in its raw form is unitless. The only thing you must remember is that the units that you apply on the left-hand side of the ratio, you must apply on the right-hand side of the ratio. Okay, so if you're saying it's 1 centimeter is to, you've got to put centimeters on the other side there. Now, we can take the 50 centimeters from here now, and we can convert this into something else. Okay, for example, I want to change this to have something more usable. Okay, so I want to have centimeters over there and I want meters over here. What must I do to this 50 to get meters? What must I do to that 50 centimeters to get meters there? How do I get meters? And how many meters is it? 50 centimeters. Divide by 100. Thank you, Chama. So we have to divide by 100. Okay. So if we divide 50 by 100, whoops, then you're going to get 0.5. All right. You're going to get 0.5. Thanks, Lenati. So we can change the original ratio. Now, I know what you guys thinking, so, but I've seen ratios with centimeters on the one side, meters on the other. That's because they've taken an original ratio in its normal form, applied units to it, same units on the left and the right, and then taken one of those sides and converted units to their whatever they need. All right. So the ratio at the top is the ratio in its raw form, this in terms of scale here. At the bottom is something that's more user-friendly, but it's been taken from the top ratio. The top ratio has been changed into something more user-friendly. Okay. But ratios in their raw form are unitless. You can apply units to them if you want to, but if you do, you have to apply the same units on the left and the right. Okay. Then Sakila mentioned, she used the words 1 centimeter on my map must represent something in the real world. Okay, so I'm going to write you a real world. Or on the ground. They often use the words on the ground. Okay, so on the left-hand side of the ratio is the map measurement. On the right-hand side of the ratio is the real world measurement. Okay, so on the left, you're using a ruler on this diagram, and on the right, a tape measure when you walk into the actual house. Okay, so 1 centimeter on my map represents 50 centimeters in the real world. That's what they want when they say explain the meeting. Sorry, explain the meaning, not the meeting. Okay, so if I have to type this out, I'll type it out, just say 1. Let's make the text a bit bigger so that you guys can see what you might want to write. Let's make it 24. So 1 centimeter on my map represents 50 centimeters in the real world. Okay, so something like that. And all right, I'm using words when I'm being lazy and using numbers, but you write out full words. Okay, so 1 centimeter on my map represents 50 centimeters in the real world. Okay, and they're looking for those keywords there. On my map versus in the real world or on the ground. Sometimes you can say on the ground. Okay, very good. Well done. All right. So that's what 1 in 50,000 does. Now they're asking you this for the reason, because there comes 332, question 3.32. Let's read this one carefully. It says, if the width on the plan, now what are we talking about? The width of what? Well, question 3.3 here has the instruction or the text. The living room or kitchen is going to be tiled. So we're still talking about the living room or the kitchen. It says 332, if the width on the plan of the living room measures 4.8 centimeter. Now, when they said on the plan 4.8 centimeters, that's with a ruler. On the plan with the ruler. And the length measures 9.3 centimeters. Calculate the real area of the room. So now I'm going to highlight again with yellow. So when they say on the plan, these numbers, this is talking about measuring on your plan on the map. And then the real area is in the real world. Okay, so that's the two different parts of the scale, on the map and on the real world. So how do we calculate the area? Give your answer in square meters there. I'm going to give you guys about 4 minutes to try this one. They give you the dimensions. In fact, I'll even help you out. I'm going to draw a sketch for you to help you out here. Okay, let's remove this compass and I'll give you a little sketch to work with. So the living room is basically that's a rectangle, and the width is 4.8 and 9.3. Okay, so the width is 4.8 centimeters and the length is 9.3 centimeters. Now, oh, I can see something's going to happen. They want to work out the real world area of this room, please, guys. I'll give you 4 minutes to do it. Oh my gosh. I need the area of the room in the real world area of this room in meters squared. If the map dimensions as shown in this little diagram on the right here, okay, that's the room. They said if you use your ruler, you would measure 4.8 centimeters for the width and 9.3 for the length. Those are map measurements. They want the real area in the real world of this room. So you're going to go from your map measurements, use a scale to get real world measurements, and then you're going to give me the area. All right, there's a couple of steps to this one. Lesedi, the question said, sorry, I didn't show the question. It says meters squared. Good question. Must it be centimeters squared or meters squared? The question wants meters squared. All right, I'll put a little area in meters squared. All right, Leonardo, it's got an answer there. That's a lot of square meters. That's a lot, Lenati. 1,000 square meters. It's a very big number.
Wow, the like the lack of self-confidence. Wow.
All right, we got 0.4464, and then right underneath it, we got 4.46. So right, we got Tiamo with 0.446, and underneath Lesedi with 4.46. The numbers are the same, but the decimal is different. The decimal's been moved to different places. Telling you the same thing, 44.64. So the decimal's in a different place here. The poor with 44.64. So the numbers look like this. Look like they're the same, but the decimal has changed a few places. All right, very interesting. I love it when the answers are different because, and you guys, I hope you're writing down all your calculations so we can check, where we're going and what's different in our calculations. That's really important to see what's different between yours, mine, or someone else's in the class. All right, so let's take this little diagram. I'm going to move down, give myself some space. Okay. And I'm going to plonk the diagram down here. All right, so there's a diagram. So I'm not looking at the map. I'm going to draw a little diagram here to help us. We need the area of this room, which is rectangular. Now, I pointed out in the question, and I drew it with yellow and green. I said, if the width on the plan is 4.8 centimeters and the length is 9.3, that's plan. What is the area in the real world? So we have to convert from plan to real world using the scale here, okay? I'm going to write the scale. It's 1:50,000. All right, so we're going to take our map measurements and convert them into real world measurements. Okay, so how do we do that? We need to multiply by 50. So I'm going to take the width, I'm going to write here W, and I'm going to convert it to real world, from measurement on the plan to real world. Okay, so I'm going to say 4.8 centimeters times 50, because every 1 centimeter I measure on my map is 50 in the real world. Okay, and get an answer for this. So let's say 4.8 times 50, and we got 240 here. But my units, you see Kia's crying like, Dale, where are your units? There, centimeters. Okay, keep the units there. You need to see them. All right, length is 9.3. And I need to times it by 50 because every 1 centimeter is 50 in the real world. So I'll just take away 4.8 and put a 9.3, 9.3 times 465 centimeters. Okay, so I'm hoping, so we converted from map to real world now. We've got real world measurements, but the question wants meters squared. We're working in centimeters, so we're going to have to change from centimeters to meters here. Okay, so I'm going to go down again. I'm going to say W, my width is 240, and you guys told me already that I have to divide by 100. This is going to give me 2.40 meters for that one. Okay, and then L is going to be 465 centimeters divided by 100. And this is going to give me 4.65 centimeters. Okay, now that I've, not centimeters, Teacher Dale, that one's been converted. All right, now that I've got real world meter measurements, only then, and this is what I'm worried about, I hope you guys didn't put any of these numbers into the formula until now. Convert to real world, convert to meters, and then go to the formula. So 2.4 meters times 4.65 meters equals, and this is where we can get the final answer. So 2.4 times 4.65 equals 11.16. Now I hope you're looking at your calculations and you're looking at mine and you're seeing a difference. Yes. Okay. Now, these people with the sad faces and the frowns, I hope you got your calculations in front of you because you must have something very similar. So this is what I was worried about. I was worried you guys were going to throw either these centimeters or something else into the formula too early. All right, we've got to change first to real world. Yeah, we've got to change first to the real world, which is this part here. Okay, so this calculation is using the scale to change from map measured, because they said these dimensions they gave you 4,8, 9,3 are map measured. We had to change it to real world. They want a real world area. So we've just changed to real world using the scale. We times by 50, and we got 240 centimeters, 465 centimeters. Then we had to convert our centimeters into meters because they want the area in meters squared, and that's this part here. Okay, then we convert it into meters, and then we finally wrap up and throw it into our formula. Area equals length times width, and we get an answer of 11,16. All right, now if I go back up there, I think Lanati was close, but I think his decimal, I think you try to convert to meters after you put into the formula. All right, so I suggest you were close there. It's just the wrong decimals. I suggest converting to meters first before you put into your formula. All right. Not too difficult. I mean, the math that we're doing isn't that bad. It's just what to do when. All right, interpretation of the question. That's the skill that we have to learn in math literacy. We're just timesing and dividing here, but it's what to do and when to do it and what is the question saying. All right, we learn as we go. All right, ladies and gents, it's that time of the evening. Kia's going to give you two things. One is the poll and the other is the quiz link.
All right, so I have just sent you guys the wrong link. Sorry. Wow.
Grade 12 probability.
So sorry.
Tiam was like, oh no, that's it, I'm done.
I had it copied, so I'm so surprised that it's now the wrong thing. But now I have given you guys a link. I'm quickly going to close the chat so that everybody can have access to the quiz. And then after 2 minutes or so, I'll open the chat in case you guys want to say anything extra. I'm really sorry for the grade 12 probability quiz link.
No problem.
But I've correct one now.
All right. Kia also is there for the grade 12 lessons. So that's why she's got that link there. All right. So on the screen, there is the question answer. You can take a screenshot of that if you want. And you've got the quiz link, and then the poll's going to come very soon after that.
All right. There we go. 2 things for you to do tonight. There we go.
All right, so you should have the quiz link. You're busy answering the poll, and then if you can, take a screenshot of this question and how we did it. You've got the scale there. I'll write it for you. We've got the scale on the map. We've got the diagram of the dimensions given, and that's the method and how we do it. All right, ladies and gents, you should have your quiz link. You should have answered the poll. It's time for ice cream. Ice cream time, and it's holiday, so extra scoops in your ice cream tonight. Don't worry, Gemma. You don't have to. You don't have to learn probability. That's we're gonna do probability. Then not you just scroll up. Just scroll up in the chat. You should see it there. Sakili, it's a good question. There it is again. It depends on what you want to do. Yeah, in grade 11, it's the final mark. It's the end of year mark. So your final marks in grade 11 are what you use to apply.